What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you stopping by for the first time, do me a real quick favor. See that red subscribe button down below? Go ahead and push that and show your support for the channel. Those of you stopping by that have been here before, welcome back to TLTG Reviews, my friends. I'm glad you came to see me. So, this is pretty much the last week of guess what you would call cold days I have left. Tomorrow's going to be a high of 55, which for some of you is a joke when I say cold. Lows are going to be in the high 30s. Going to bust out MANCERA Red Tobacco one last time. And since I am in the middle of MANCERA week. But it's looking like it's time to bust out my green fragrances. A little bit more citrus added. A little bit lighter, not as heavy. It's time for my 2020 spring list. Niche fragrances. Stay tuned. So today I figured I'd bring you the 10 fragrances on the niche side of things that I'll have in my rotation this spring. Are they going to get used all the time? If history has told us anything about me and my rotations, no, they're going to get sprayed here and there. But when it comes to niche fragrances for this season, these are the ones I'm going to be reaching for. So starting off at number 10, this is one that can go in every single list for every season. It's a do-it-all. It's not one I wear all the time. I get in the mood for it. And that's why it's at number 10, because it's always worth mentioning. It's always worth being on the list. It's Creed AVENTUS. Yep. When in doubt, the so-called king, which I still beg to differ, but it is amazing. The thing that really stops me from wearing this one currently is my new car director sprays it thick and has to respray throughout the day because that new car office always smells like Creed AVENTUS. Before you even walk through the door, it hits you. I smell Creed AVENTUS every single day. That's why it's hard for me to reach for it, you know, because then I'm going to have to hear that I smell like so-and-so. You know what I mean? Because it is 100% his signature. So I smell this on a daily basis. But away from work is when I'll be reaching for this one. So number 10 spot this spring, the so-called king, Creed AVENTUS. Moving into number 9, kind of a wearable oud as it heats up a little bit. It still works well in the cold because at the end of the day it's oud, but it's got a lot more lemon going for it. It lightens it up quite a bit, the limoncello note in this one. We're talking about BYREDO Oud Immortel. See the GZ. This was actually made for George Zaharoff. Well, gifted to George Zaharoff and then re-gifted to me. So shout out to you, George. And I have worn it twice since I got it. I'll tell you what, I really enjoy this one. It's the damnedest thing. It's nothing I would have ever thought would have worked well together. Oud and lemon. And I mean heavy lemon. Limoncello is a heavy lemon note. It really is. And it just works. And I tell you what, it's a performer. As it starts to heat up, probably not one to spray kind of heavy, maybe 3-4 sprays at the most, maybe 5, kind of pushing it. But definitely one that's going to work well for me this spring. That I'm actually planning on reaching for probably next week because I keep grabbing it and smelling it almost every single day. It's been on my mind lately because I really do enjoy it. And I don't have anything else that smells like it. So number 9 spot, BYREDO Oud Immortel. Coming in at the number 8 spot, this is one of my happy fragrances. For those of you that remember that list, I'll actually put that right there if you want to check that out. Just makes me happy when I smell it. It's heavy, heavy, natural citrus in the opening. Dries down to kind of a black tea, I believe Earl Grey tea note. And it's beautiful. It's uplifting, and then it's relaxing. It's from KIERIN NYC, Sunday Brunch. This is one that'll make you feel good. I'm just going to be honest. Oh, Jesus Christ. It smells so good. It's such a natural lemon and orange that is in this. It's beautiful. I smell it floating still. It's one that you got to sample and try for yourself. KIERIN NYC, they make some bangers. They really do. And they don't get enough love in the community, in my opinion. Because a lot of you know how I feel about Nitro Noir. Love that fragrance. That fragrance seduces me when I smell it, you know? And Sunday brunch is no different. This is another one that come this spring on a relaxing Sunday, one of my days off, this is gonna be one that I'm heavily reaching for from KIERIN NYC, Sunday brunch. Next at the number 7 spot was actually my scent of the day today. We are heavy in MANCERA, and there are a few MANCERAs in this list because, you know, when it comes to gray market, MANCERA is a great way to go to get a performer niche fragrance. And this is every bit of that. This is actually one of the quieter MANCERAs that I own. It's MANCERA AOUD Blue Notes. Very powdery. Has a beautiful, beautiful smoky guaiac wood and leather dry down. Oh geez. But the violet and the orris really dominate this fragrance. You get a lot of fruits early on, but it's real powdery, it's real floral, dries down smoky woody leather. It's so beautiful. You get plenty of longevity out of it. It's not filling a room, it's arm's length for a long time. I smelled myself all throughout the day. It is currently 10:08. I sprayed it at 9 o'clock this morning. Oh yeah, I still smell the leather. Jesus Christ, that's 13 hours later and it's still going, you know. Typical MANCERA, they perform, they just do. This is a great one that I don't really hear anybody talk about much. You gotta like a powdery fragrance for sure, because this one's very powdery. From the dusty rose that's in it to the heavy violet leaf and then the orris. I mean, orris is just a waxier form of iris, basically. You get a lot of powder. But it's a beautiful floral powder. It's not a baby powder. I absolutely love the way this one smells. And I'll be reaching for this one probably more than a few for sure. It's MANCERA AOUD Blue Notes. Moving into the number 6 spot. This is kind of reserved for special occasions, certain situations, because it's definitely loud. It's definitely floral and fruity. Very unisex, but has a masculine tinge to it. I love it. It's powdery. It's pineapple. It's iris, it's hyacinth, it's musk. That's the dominant notes you're going to smell in Zaharoff Accento. I absolutely love this one. This is the highest rated fragrance I've ever reviewed. This thing is so close to perfect, it's not even funny, in my opinion. Not everybody's going to feel that way because not everybody likes the exact same scent profiles that I like. But for being someone that wears a lot of Oxfords, wear a lot of blazers, wear a lot of sports jackets, and wear a lot of suits, this is great for that. If I had the money to blow to where I could just go through this bottle, I'd wear this at least once a week because it's that good to me. And it's one that I would say sample and try. You may love it. May not be for you at the same time, but Zaharoff Accento is definitely one that is great for a special occasion. I love the way this one smells. And you got to strategize when you're going to wear it because it is far from subtle, it is not quiet, it's powerful, and it's long. It's Zaharoff Accento. Number 5 is a favorite in the community. This is kind of a beginner's guide to niche, I guess is how you could say it. And it's great. It's great. It performs well. It smells great. It reminds you of AVENTUS, but it's not AVENTUS. It's not the same scent profile, it's not the same note breakdown, but it's going to give you that idea that this is MANCERA's AVENTUS. When I say that, a lot of you know I'm talking about CEDRAT BOISE, or as I've been told, it's CEDRAT BOISE. Either way, CEDRAT BOISE. I'm sure that's how most people say it. This was my scent of the day yesterday, and my buddy Miguel likes to call it Fruity Pebbles on the dry down. I don't think it's that. That would be more synthetic if it was Fruity Pebbles, but it's definitely beautiful. It's very fruity in the opening. It's very woody in the dry down. The black currant is a star in this. I do love a good black currant fragrance. When that shows up prominently in a fragrance, it's usually going to win me over. It gives a masculine tinge in fragrances, for sure. And this is one that you can get them cheap. Hell, they were even around 58 bucks from Forever Luxe on eBay recently, and people were just scooping them up. So this is a monster and a steal for $58, $60, $65. Really underpriced for what you're getting in a fragrance. And this is one that really you can go all seasons with this one. This can be your signature scent. This can be a do-it-all. And it's a niche fragrance. It really is. The quality's there, the performance is there, the scent's there. Number 5, MANCERA CEDRAT BOISE. Number 4, Manly Fougere. Gotta have a Fougere on the list. And this is a relatively powerful one. It's been a little modernized, got a little rhubarb note working for it. It's an oak moss heavy fragrance, lemon and oak moss. It's gonna remind you a lot of, right past my shoulder here, Eau Sauvage, the Eau de Toilette, but it's definitely a much better performer. It's a little bit higher quality scent. Some ROJA PARFUMS and Scandal Parfum Cologne. There's some good stuff right here, guys. Whew. Very masculine, very classy, to say the least. This is my favorite from the line. I actually like this one more than Elysium even, believe it or not. Like it better than Creation E, Enigma. If I had to pick one, it's Scandal. It just suits me. It speaks to me the most. And they also, all the ones I just listed, they smell amazing. They're great fragrances. But this is the one for me. I really like Fougeres. I'm really on a Fougere kick, an iris kick. Black Currant does it to me. There's a lot of things that really do it to me. And a real good masculine Fougere will win me over every time. Because like I said before, wear stuff like this to work a lot. So fragrances like this tend to speak to me and fit my situations a lot better. So this is going to get a bit more wear in the rotation because when I got it, it was getting a bit colder. So at the number 4 spot, Scandal Parfum Cologne. Moving into the number 3 spot is actually the only one on the list from this house, surprisingly, because pretty much all of the ones I have from this house could have made this list. But for this spring, this is probably going to be my favorite because it's the one that's not as loud but still performs and is a little bit more office friendly. This is going to be more of a, when I'm in the mood for something safe that's still going to perform and not need a refresh, I'm going to reach for Parfums de Marly Galloway. Iris, clean musk, citrus up top. It just works. Not going to offend. It's going to be great. If I don't feel like having to carry a bottle with me to refresh, I just want to spray and go, I'm rushing out the door that day, this can be that. This can be a dumb reach office fragrance for sure. And this is going to be, whenever I'm in the mood, this is going to be the office friendly niche fragrance that I roll with, really and truly. Might only get worn 2 or 3 times this spring. Who knows with the way my rotations work, but I absolutely love this one for spring this year. It's going to get some sprays from me for sure. At the number 3 spot, Parfums de Marly Galloway. Number 2. So one thing I've learned about this, because it's a relatively recent acquisition, one thing I've learned about this is going heavy, you're being an ass if you go heavy on this one. It's powerful. It's very powerful. It can be worn. It's warm weather wearable oud is another way to look at it, just like Oud IMMORTEL was, because this one's got some more citrus working for it. It's very lemon heavy. It's from MANCERA, AOUD Lemon Mint. This can be a winter fragrance. This thing's potent. That's why I say if you spray heavy, you're just being an ass, because you can get away with just a few sprays. This thing projects. This thing pops and just flies off your skin. Jesus Christ. It's potent. It's beast mode level for sure. It goes all frickin' day. And you don't need to go heavy. Like I said, this is 3 sprays. For me, it's 1 on my chest, 1 on each side of the neck. Good. So if you want to go a little heavier, maybe 1 more on back of the neck. That's just the way I spray. Some people like to spray their wrists and stuff like that. That's all cool, fine, and dandy. You know, some people like to spray their shoulder. I know Justin likes to spray his shoulder. But I would say 3 sprays and you're good. You're good for the day. People are smelling you like crazy with 3 sprays. This is one that actually is on the rotation for this week, since it is MANCERA week. I believe this one is on either Friday or Saturday. This might be my game day fragrance. I might do this one on Saturday, because this is going to be perfect for that situation. It's going to be warming up a little bit more. It's going to be highs of the high 70s, low 80s. Be a great temperature for this one, and I know I won't need to refresh at all. So at the number 2 spot, MANCERA AOUD Lemon Mint. So number 1, this is for those warmer spring days. For sure. This is good for when I go to work. This is going to be great on that day off I get every week. For the concentration, it actually performs solid. It's very minty, very neroli soapy, and very refreshing. This has a cooling effect on your skin. It's from ACQUA de Parma, Colonia Club. This is going to get sprayed a lot. This is one that I can spray heavy, relatively heavy, 6, 7 sprays, 8 sprays if I want. A few hours later, 5 hours later or so, refresh, go heavy again. It's just going to work out. It smells incredible. I do have a second bottle of this, so I can go heavy. This one's going to get reached for the most. That's why it's at number 1. I know I'm going to spray this one the most. No doubt about it. Because every time I wear it, I'm going to spray it at least 10 times. At the minimum, it's going to get sprayed 10 times every time I wear it. So, because you're looking at 5 and 5 for sure, but probably 6 to 8 and then another 5 to 8, on the refresh. It's going to be sprayed that heavy because you can go that heavy with this one. You're not going to offend anybody. You're not going to choke anybody out. As the weather heats up, this will cool you off even more. And you can find them for a really good price. I don't know if you can find them on clearance at Marshall's still like I did for these. That's why I have 2 bottles. But even on gray market, they're still in that $50 range for a 100 ml bottle. That's a great price for it too. So number 1 spot, 2020 Spring Niche List, ACQUA de Parma, Colonia Club. So some of these you probably expected on my list. Some of you may not have. I know having AVENTUS on a list is kind of boring at this point, but you can't deny it still smells great. A lot of people still love to wear it. It's not dying out anytime soon, It's just what it is. And until next time, guys, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Do appreciate all the feedback. I love hearing from you guys. What are you planning on rocking this spring? Do you have a lineup ready? Is it set? You got 4 or 5? You've been waiting for it to warm up a little bit so you can pull those bad boys out? Let me know in the comments below. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on some of these, you give it a spray now, it's a real good chance you'll thank me later. Have a good one, guys.